Welcome back to the Full Time Ultras. And as you can see by the thumbnail and the two jerseys we are wearing, there's only one place and one match I think that we can start off with. And we'll be looking at United and Chelsea in depth, see what went right for United, see what went wrong for Chelsea. And also, you can see we've got a debut. We finally managed to get him on the show, Mr. Rohit.
Thank you so much, Shan, for getting me on the show.
Finally, you made time and you've given us time to come on to the show.
Shan knows the right timing to get me on the show.
Yeah. And for the viewers who also don't know, he is the guy who's one of the best FPL players, but who's one of the best FPL players who's on sabbatical at the moment.
Sabbatical, yeah.
Can you
I was
can you tell us why you've taken a sabbatical from FPL?
too much involvement? I think mentally, I was top 10 India. If you consider last 10 seasons, you have that algorithm where you can know
Yeah.
all time data, all time FPL ranking of players.
Yeah.
So I was around all time India 11th and all time world around 130th.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I think this is my second year in sabbatical. The 20, this is 23, right? 22, 23.
Yeah.
Uh,
This
so
is your
23,
second
23,
year.
24.
So 21, 22 was my last season. I think I was still managed for a good 55,000 rank in that. But 2 to 3 years of great emotional torture, I think. I was not able to recover 3 to 4 days after a bad game week, and which I felt was not right for me. I even went when I was working with a firm, Anurag. I even went to their this thing, the guy,
The counseling.
the counseling person.
Yeah.
I was not able to
Wow.
get from my head.
Any plans to return?
I was very happy I was going to return
This year.
this season only, but I was so happy knowing that I can enjoy Chelsea games also more now.
Can you?
Yes. It's been a tough ride, but I'm enjoying it actually.
Okay.
I'm actually last season I had completely given up when we were under Lampard, but this season I am watching every game, each and every second of the game.
But like I've tried to get you onto this podcast, my next mission is to get you to start playing Fantasy Premier League again.
Oh, that will be amazing.
And yeah, so we've also got our regulars. We've got Aditya, surprisingly not wearing a Chelsea jersey, but switched to a beautiful Belgium jersey. I was
Hey, I've been wearing the Chelsea jersey. I've worn it the past 2 times on the show, so I thought
just a
a bit of. It'll be back. Don't worry.
convenient change at a convenient time.
Yeah, I mean 3 in a row.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And Mr. Junaid, back on the podcast after a very, very long time. How was the break for you?
Not a pretty good break. I had my exams, I had my tournament. Exams भी बेकार गया, tournament भी finals में हार गए. So I think this was a sign कि भाई आज आप office podcast में maybe things will turn around for you. But yeah, happy to be back and here for the shoot, and especially after United Chelsea game.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah. So
Not yet.
anyway, we'll straight away get into the United Chelsea game, which was one of the biggest games of the weekend, of midweek, I would say. And it's fair that we start with our guest over here. Let's keep it simple. Let's start simple. What went wrong for Chelsea in that game?
Shan, you're looking very happy tonight. Very happy.
No, actually, like we were talking before the podcast. I told you I'm actually feeling sad for Chelsea. I am actually I don't remember. I also said I messaged on the group that it's really disheartening seeing, because we've been the
So
original
you're
top
not
four.
happy United won.
I'm
Because
happy
you're more
United
sad
won,
for us.
but I'm also a little bit like, if I see, banter is okay if 10 में से 5 बार एक team
we
कोई
are on
हारेगा.
the same boat, you know that. Exactly.
No, we are not
same.
on the same
we
level.
Are on the same boat.
There's no
we are
possible.
exactly on the same boat.
Just answer what I asked.
I have a feeling that sadness is going to change very soon.
What went wrong?
Honestly, I was pretty confident going into this game. I had also predicted a win for Chelsea, 2-1 win for Chelsea, and right from the first minute, I thought ki okay, the prediction is wrong. United played really, really well. I think the intensity right from the first minute was amazing from United. A lot of errors from Chelsea as well, not able to control the ball. I am amazed. Great pressing, tactically outclassed. Poch, ETH tactically outclassed him. Uh, Poch tried to make amends in the game, like central pocket to beat the press. He was trying to. He even tried getting Modric in the center to get the ball to beat the press. You need a guy in the center, but the problem was the ball was not sticking to his feet. He
Yeah.
was not able to control the ball, and we immensely missed Conor Gallagher. I don't know. I wouldn't have said this ever, but this was the game we needed Conor Gallagher, and I don't know. That second yellow shouldn't have been. That tackle was very, useless. That has been the scenario for Chelsea entire season. Very young squad. Don't know when to keep your
We
discipline.
also saw what Enzo did with the penalty to give that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been difficult, I would say, and that loss was not what it was bad. The last team we should have lost to was United, because knowing the previous record recently, we had a pretty bad record. United came after a loss to Newcastle, and
And you all
we-
came from a win.
we came for
So
a win,
definitely
defeating
there should
Brighton
have
with
been
10 man with 65 minutes to spare. Was very positive going into this game. But I think kudos to Ten Hag and entire playing 11 of Manchester United to get that performance out. Very honestly, ETH. Eric Ten Hag, tactically, he was amazing. He was amazing. By introducing McTominay
Yeah.
to bully the entire Chelsea midfield,
Yeah.
and he was not given the responsibility to carry the ball at all. You just go and bully them. Just
Yeah.
be in the box. You need to score
Yeah.
you need to score, and that was one of the best decisions. He was
Different.
not given the responsibility. Control the ball, control the play. No, that will be done. That will be taken care of. Just go in, bully the guys, and if you see if you see Scott McTominay and you see Enzo and Caicedo, they can be bullied by the figure. Both short people, and that happened. There were a lot of spaces to be exploited. He exploited it and completely was the game changer. McTominay did completely disrupted the midfield by his pressing as well, and then obviously scored a brace.
Yep. And talking about United, Junaid, like Rohit said, and I second him on that. Tactically, he was very good, and one of the bravest decisions Ten Hag made was to drop Rashford and get in Garnacho as well. And alongside, I feel McTominay. I felt even Amrabat had a very good game in the center of midfield, but Garnacho was fantastic on that left-hand side. The amount of work rate, his assist towards the end as well. What do you make of these last 3 weeks of Garnacho? He's been brilliant.
It's not just Garnacho. It's like, if you see this match in particular, how comfortable were United in Chelsea's half. Like, if you see, there were total 28 shots taken by United, and
Yeah.
out of those, 20 were outside the box. Like, how comfortable were they? And 8 shots were taken from inside the box. If you see Garnacho, then you can see Højlund making those runs behind the players, and the midfielders coming into the game. They were really confident. And on the contrary, if you see Chelsea, like, भाई उन लोग क्या कर रहे थे उन लोग को ही पता है. Because if you see, more than 300 passes that Chelsea made that day were in their own half.
Yeah, they couldn't
And
get
that
out.
shows how good United were with their presses, with their game, with their attack, and especially the defense as well. That Chelsea were suffocated and they held back themselves in their own half.
Yeah,
And yes, Garnacho trying that bicycle kick again.
Oh, yeah.
not
Like,
short
it
on
shows
confidence.
how top of the game he is at the moment right now. And then, like, kudos to United for making those so good chances. Even Chelsea made good, they did try to
They had a couple of
some
good chances. Yeah,
but then United were actually good. And how good was Maguire back again?
yeah.
Like, I think the goal even Chelsea scored, it wasn't like Maguire tried his best to be over there. Who was the other one who couldn't?
Lindelof didn't
Lindelof
close
couldn't go,
Palmer down.
yeah, I think
I'll get to
Lindelof
yeah.
could have done better there, but Palmer
Yeah.
goal was actually
It was a
really good one. But
good
I think
finish, yeah.
United were very comfortable against Chelsea.
Aditya. I'll get to the chances Chelsea had in the game. There were a few good chances. Should have been equalized. Should have equalized a fair few times.
Yep.
But this was the game as a United fan where I thought seeing this game is even I wasn't worried of Chelsea scoring. I was worried if Chelsea scored in the end, obviously because we weren't taking our chances. But for me, even if Chelsea took a 2-1 lead, I'd comfortably know that United are getting back into this game. But still, you have to take the chances that you get, and that has been the problem with Chelsea. The attackers, Mudryk had a really good chance. Jackson had a couple of chances. What do you make of that?
I mean, it comes down to decision making in the final third, and we've been severely lacking that. Even not just the final third, even your first goal comes from a botched counter when Jackson. We have a really good chance to break, and in the context of that first half, where we were absolutely hapless while defending, while out of possession. It was absolutely chaotic, but then we were looking fairly threatening on the break because United had that big hole in the center of midfield.
Yeah.
So when you've got these chances to break, and when you make that decision to make that pass and you miss it basically, that leads to the first goal for United.
Yes.
It's stuff like that we need to avoid, and even in the more advanced phases for us, there are a lot of mistakes. Like Sterling, he plays in Jackson. It's a horrible pass. I think Hada and I were talking about it.
Where Bruno tracks back.
No, the one Onana saves. Where Jackson's one
on the counter. Okay, I
Where
misplaced it. Yeah.
Onana's fairly central, and then Sterling's played it literally into Jackson's path when Jackson's right in front of Onana. At that point, I was thinking, why didn't Sterling take it on himself?
Yeah.
But it's just those decisions, those split-second decisions and execution in the final third. When you don't have much time, we're really severely lacking that. We've always been lacking that. I was equally critical of this, especially in the Spurs game, where it didn't look like we were getting close to score, even while playing as 9 men. But yeah, we have to take our chances. And United really, as good as United were, the one thing they didn't really do all that well was finishing off Chelsea.
Yeah.
And we really should have.
Because this game could have easily been like 6-3,
Oh,
7-3,
easy.
something like that.
Easy.
It could have the chances that United also had.
Oh, of course. Like the number
That's
of times.
also my one criticism of United is that we are not able to kill games off
Yeah, McTominay should have had a hat trick. He had a point blank chance twice.
twice.
Like
Yes.
it's point blank, it gets saved, comes back to him, and again it's point blank. So
I think 8 shots he had, 5 on target, and one was saved, 2 off target. I think 8 shots. That's from a player you get from a center midfielder 8 shots.
Yeah.
yeah, it's horrible.
Like it shows how bad we've been that
Yeah.
game.
Uh,
And as Aditya was speaking about the chances, we have to take our chances. We should be good in the final third. People are pissed off at Jackson not scoring that goal. I was pissed off at Sterling for that awful pass, and that has been the trend. Every game, 2 to 3 chances, 2 to 3 passing decisions, I would say, or the pass in itself so bad. I don't want Sterling to start next game.
Bro, the thing with Sterling was when he dived.
Oh my god.
And
oh my
I
god.
was like, okay, you dived. I understand. But the way he's going to the referee to be like, this is a penalty. I'm like, what are you thinking? You
He has
exactly
been
know
this
what you've
way,
done.
I think the
Yeah, he
entire
has.
time we've seen Sterling, he has been this way. I think that has not changed from I think Liverpool days, City, and now Chelsea. That
Yeah,
has
yeah.
never changed. Yeah, I used to get very frustrated when he was a Liverpool player and
Yeah.
then City player, and then
Decision
used to do
making.
that against us.
Yeah.
And in general, that dive,
Yeah.
and I was equally frustrated against United as well. What was that?
So Rohit, the bigger picture, looking at Chelsea, $1 billion spent on this team already. I'm pretty sure more is going to come. Where do you all go? What do you all need to do? Like, where are you on Poch? Like, because just to draw comparison, if this was Ten Hag, and if Ten Hag had like whatever 500, how much did you all spend? 500 million this season? 400 million around?
Close to
If
that.
Ten Hag had spent that, and if this was the scenario, he would have surely been gone by now.
I don't
right?
think so. I don't think so at all.
Moyes was gone by this time.
Oh, you're saying with United,
with
he would have
United,
gone.
with United, yeah. Surely any manager would have.
See,
like
the
the-
kind of rebuild Chelsea is having right now, the kind of see, the signings are not all Pochettino.
Yeah, it is clearly capital. It's Boli.
Yes, the directors have to take responsibility for it. For the we needed experience. We needed experience, but the signings were completely made. We were not even looking for players.
What did they get wrong? Which
I-
positions did they get wrong?
I wouldn't say position they got wrong in where they had a fixed mindset ki we want only youngsters. We want to build a team for the future. And obviously we are performing bad right now. Not bad. Pochettino is doing well. I am in Pochettino in boat. Pochettino should stay, should see the season out. But the last man you should blame right now is Pochettino. I would blame him for the United game. I would blame him. It was the players as well, but tactically also he was outclassed. He made few amends. That wasn't enough. But overall, looking at the bigger picture, Pochettino is doing well. Signings were the problem where we are right now. We went for completely young squad, 19, 20, 21. We are not even looking to sign player 20 on with the age of 24, 25. Basic rule while signing was players should not be about 25. 24, 25 also should be a rethink. 21, 22 go ahead. And when you have, I think 10 out of 11 players in that age bracket, it is
One
very
not even
difficult.
in the first team. Like some of the youngsters that you all have signed, one is at Leicester on loan,
Yes.
some are in other clubs.
Yes, exactly.
It's
So that mentality comes. You have to have that mentality to win such games. You're going to United. You're at Old Trafford. I think why we lost the game, why we were so out of position, so haphazard, not able to pass, was the players not able to overcome that atmosphere. This does play in your mind when you're that young. You don't have experience, and you come to Old Trafford. Obviously, United played really well, but that you see the amount of errors Chelsea were doing and handing them the ball, not able to keep the ball on their own feet. That comes because very very young squad, and that is where the problem is.
something
That is
similar happened to them at St. James's Park as well. They couldn't
exactly.
deal with that pressure.
Yes, they were giving away the ball to the defenders, basically to the attackers. So that has to change, and that will not change this season. It will take time, and I think Poch. I'm not completely sold on Poch, but I want Poch to see the season out. With Nkunku returning, Lavia returning, Chukwuemeka will come back, brilliant player.
Gallagher missed.
Yes.
Gallagher
Yeah.
One thing I would like to say regarding Poch was during preseason we had a very very good run.
Yeah.
The guy he built the team around was Nkunku.
Yeah.
He knows he is the first guy on the team sheet. He will play every game, and entire play was built around him. As soon as we lost him, he tried to make the changes to the formation.
Yeah.
Instead, he should have been confident to replace that. Like, okay, in Nkunku's spot, we could go with Palmer. We could go with anyone. I wouldn't change that formation because
But
Nkunku
wasn't
is not
Nkunku
there.
I
playing
think-
as a 9?
So actually I think we did try that. So when Nkunku got injured, the first game we played I'd say we played really well against Liverpool. Second game we played the first half really well. Chukwuemeka played that role.
Yes.
No, Nkunku wasn't a 9 by the way. Nkunku was coming in off the
Playing
left,
off the
Yes.
left.
and
Okay.
he was coming into the center
Coming
role.
to the end, yes.
And what we are doing now is basically a flip of that. So basically, our right-sided winger was coming into the center, and a left-sided winger was coming into the
Coming to
center.
the center, yes.
Yeah, and our left back was advancing. Now we flipped it because now it's Palmer coming in off the right side, who's
Yes.
coming into the center, and our right back needs to attack. So, and I am assuming that's the reason why
Yes.
Kukurea played on the right and not the left, because
Yes.
you need a more bombing forward, like a fullback you need on the right side in this system.
Exactly.
So I don't feel like he's had to do much. Obviously, you can talk about as good as Palmer is, and Nkunku is a lot more direct as a player.
Yes.
So we're definitely lacking him. There's no doubt about that.
Who
And
sits out if Nkunku comes back?
that's the next question. I was actually just going to
Yeah,
get to that.
because, like, you have a good midfield, like young midfield who are explosive. So who replaces him?
I mean, I feel like it's got to be Sterling at this point. Like,
Yes,
like,
yes, 100%.
I-
I just had a chat with when we lost the game.
yeah,
I had a chat with Aditya, and I clearly said Sterling has to sit down.
yeah,
Nkunku thrives on the left. Nkunku, your Jackson bench glue him to the bench right now.
No, but Jackson is good, yeah.
He's.
feel-
I'm not saying, but
I think Jackson is a striker who needs a lot of chances to come. Like he
Yeah.
needs a lot of chances, continuous chances to be
he
generated
does
for
well
him.
with the ball. I think he's very honestly, a better player than Hoyland as well. But not right now. Not right now. But he can.
Potentially.
He can be. He can potentially, yes.
Because
I
he
want
can run
Broya to
with the
start.
ball.
Yeah, I want Broya to start without a doubt. I know injury was there. Now he can start.
Yeah.
Broya at the center. I have full confidence in that guy. Full confidence. I love that the fact that we kept him anyhow. We did
Yeah.
not let him go. He should be there. Nkunku on the left, Palmer on the right, and then midfield trio of Enzo, Gallagher, and
Caicedo.
Caicedo.
And
Yes.
that three seems to be very, very important to us because our
Yes.
last 3 losses we've been missing one of those 3 like in every game.
We need
Exactly.
Connor to do that central,
I feel like-
play that part over
Yeah.
there. He's doing pretty well. And I think we need him at Everton now at any point of time, because Everton game is they are going to bully us in the midfield again, and they have that players
Yeah.
to do that. We need Connor in that role again. So as I said, when Nkunku returns, we have that. Talking about 4 at the back, it would be when the best team right now. If we could put in the best team, I want Lavia. I want to see Lavia actually. What he could bring to the table, amazing, fantastic player. But again, the only problem is he's very young.
Yeah.
He's very young, and that we are.
But at least with Lavia, you have a little bit of Premier League experience because he's played with Southampton.
We do.
Even Caicedo has Premier League experience. Even like to be very honest, I don't know if you agree with this, but for me, one of if not the worst player for us in the second half was Reece James. Like the number of mistakes,
Yes.
it was
The
such
way Garnacho skinned him
it's
at
exactly it's such an it is such
put
an
him on his ass like totally.
Reece James like performance that
Yeah.
one.
Hey,
And
on this, are you happy with your defense right now? You have been conceding goals like consistently, so are you happy with it, or do you want some change, or it's like it's just happening?
Because just to second his point, I don't know how your defense works. Like, because if you look at that back 4, surely you would think that Disasi is playing right back,
yeah,
right? You think that Thiago Silva is in the center, Levi Colwill partners him, left-right combination, and surely Kukurea is on the left. That is your first scenario as like a proper functional back 4. Secondly is, if you want to play Kukurea from the start at right back, and if James can come on and play 45 minutes, why doesn't Reece James start the game? And why doesn't he go after 60 minutes, right? Because if he can only play 45 minutes, whatever. Why don't you start off with your best player, put the pressure on the opposition team, and
Reece
then...
James didn't start the game because of injury.
yeah, like
they didn't want to risk him.
he
They were,
didn't-
and I think.
But then he came on in the second
he
half.
came on in the second half because it was needed. The United was completely bullying us, and that didn't help actually.
Yeah.
That should have helped Reece James coming on, but that didn't help.
Yeah, it
He
made
should
it
have
worse.
he should have either got the full game or he should have not got it at all.
So the idea was to get Reece James if needed.
Yeah,
If needed, yes.
Or if
It
Chelsea
didn't,
were leading, then maybe...
it didn't go well, but if they didn't want to risk him with Reece James, that is what is happening with Nkunku as well. He's been fit since past 3 weeks, but we do not want to take a risk. How important he would be to us now coming into the December fixtures.
Yeah.
We know that is why we are not risking him, and it's okay. I'm okay with that strategy. Because given the injury scenario at Chelsea, I'm okay to wait 1 game out rather than risking him and waiting another 10 games.
yeah. Like I was talking to him earlier about how crucial Nkunku and Lavia coming back will be for.
Yeah. It'll give you options
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that bench was pathetic.
And yeah, especially this fixture crunch that is going to come up in like the end of December, the festive period, busiest period for us and for every Premier League team, and we severely need more bodies.
Junaid just...
I would like to answer the question how our defense
Oh,
works.
yeah, sorry, I forgot about that.
How our defense works. Shan was asking. It is actually a proper back 4, but when we are defending, when we are attacking, one of them goes forward. We are only 3 at the back when we are attacking. So either when there was Chilwell doing that, he used to push in far ahead with Regimes would used to do that. When you're attacking, we are just three at the back.
No, but what my assumption
Yeah, no.
was that
I know what you're talking about.
it's because Levi Colwill is basically a centre back
I'll answer
for
that
me,
question for
and
you.
Levi Colwill was not putting enough pressure on Dallo up front. But if you have Kukurea over there, Kukurea at least pushes Dallo a little bit behind because his attacking prowess is a little bit more. But Levi Colwill, being a centre back, having that mentality, was so up to his line. It
So
just
The
got
problem,
Dallo more
no,
forward.
so who would you think would play at right back if you bring
I,
Kukurea
for
to the
me,
right
that's
back?
what I said. If for me, it's surely Disasi plays at right
Can
back.
I?
The
can
problem
I
with
take
that is you're playing with. Okay.
I do have, like, I know
He has the
I'm-
answer.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the reason we had the fullback on the right is because Palmer goes in, and we need width on the right side because the guy on the left holds the width. So we don't need our left back to bomb forward, but we do need our right back to bomb forward because Palmer's the one who's coming in
Yes.
into that central space. That's why we'd had the fullback. I wondered the same thing as you when the match started. I was like, why is Kukra not playing on the left? Because he's left-footed as well. But the more I thought about it, I realized it's because we need to have the. If we have just one fullback in the team, it has to be on the side of the player who's going to invert into the center.
To create the overload.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because we need that width on that side more. That's why Kukurai played on that side. Obviously, it didn't work out for us, but the thinking behind it was that.
Just quickly now, Junaid, to finish with United, a good performance. I'd say as a United fan, one of the best performances they've produced, playing as a team against Chelsea. Surely this game should give them confidence going forward. What do you make of their chances ahead?
Who's their next opponent?
They are playing Bournemouth next at home, but then you have Liverpool at Anfield, and then you have Aston Villa at home. So
Oh,
during
Aston
the
Villa.
festive period, it's a little bit tricky. But considering where
And
Tottenham
even Champions League, right?
चैंपियंस लीग तो बाहर ही है बट वो तुम्हारा भी देख लो क्या हो रहा है
No, we are
PSG
not
के साथ
out, we are not out.
but yeah just saying that because talking about United is because they are just 3 points off City which is shocking and considering how Spurs are playing considering how Newcastle have been so inconsistent surely there's still a chance for top 4 with Aston Villa you don't know maybe Aston Villa will push for it but what do you make of United do they have a chance still to make top 4
Considering Newcastle and Spurs' performance recently, like they are pathetic. Like they are ruining my FPL. I don't know what to say. Like since past 2 game weeks, I have been relying on like Tottenham and Newcastle, Kieran Trippier and Pedro Porro, and they have been doing absolutely shit.
Hmm.
They are assisting, but they're also conceding so many number of goals. Okay, coming back on United, yeah, so they have a pretty tricky fixture. Also considering they have Bayern,
yeah
Champions League,
in the
even though
middle.
you're out, you are going to give your best into that.
It's
fixture.
not. Yeah, they're
They're
not
not technically
mathematically out.
out,
So
Yeah,
they
they're
they have
mathematically
they
out.
have to give their
One
best.
leg
Yeah.
is out
So
it depends on the other teams
Yeah.
but yeah
but then you are going to give your best chance to it.
yeah obviously
So considering that fixture and Bournemouth, ठीक है. फिर Liverpool and Aston Villa, they are also a very
Those
tough
are really
fixture
two
because
crucial
Aston
games.
Villa are on fire.
Aston Villa away playing at Old Trafford still I feel that is winnable if that was at Villa Park then I would be like
I know,
no
but
chance
considering their form, you never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. And also, United is the most unpredictable team in my opinion.
Hmm.
So
And us.
Not as unpredictable as Chelsea.
Yeah,
right now.
honestly, it's
I
it's
think-
probably us. But yeah.
okay, might
Yeah.
sound rude, but Chelsea this season has been shit.
Yeah.
For me, like very up and down performances, but United have been winning games out of nowhere as well.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think
Ve-
Villa and Liverpool are going to be very tricky, and after Bayern, it's going to be even more tougher. So you should close in, considering Tottenham is being really bad and
Hmm.
Aston Villa is pushing for it, and even Arsenal. I'm not happy with Arsenal either because even though they won against Luton, they conceded 3 goals. They're being sloppy, but I think United has a good chance for maybe second position this season.
I could-
really
Second?
expect
I
to
could
because
go out on a limb and say.
I was
this
just
right
going to
now,
ask you what do you feel
Say this right now. Chelsea are going to finish above United, and United is not in
Wow.
top 4 at
No,
all.
you're
No
saying
Okay.
chance.
Chelsea is going to
United
finish above
cannot
United.
finish
you're
top
going
4
to say
this
Chelsea
season.
you're saying
Chelsea is
this
going to finish above United.
above United
Yes.
because I think United.
what
can-
make 1 minute what makes you say that
I could see very honestly. I know Shan wouldn't agree to this. You are doing well, 27 points. We are 19 points. Okay, 3 points behind City. You made that point. City is also not doing pretty well. United and Chelsea, I would again say this, are in the same boat. Very unpredictable teams. One game you don't know what's going to come in from that
Yeah.
game. You go in, okay. Last game we won. We did fantastic. You don't know what's going to go. And I could say, I think pretty confident. You could also say that, okay, we did well. Let's build the momentum now. Let's win the next game. Just play like this. But the problem with both the teams right now is which team is going to turn out. You don't know. You could lose that game and you would be pretty shocked. Okay, where is this coming from? Exactly same boats. You've been a bit lucky with your some VR decisions have not been ruled in your favor. I could agree that, but you have been a bit lucky initially as well to get to the 27 points. You do not. I don't, you are you should not have been on that in that stage right now. 27 points, 21, 22 is what fair.
Based on the performances.
Based on the performances, but yes, and no chance United is going to.
But in
I
the
don't know
end,
where
in
is
the
this.
end it is.
Where is this coming from?
place
Second.
coming? Where is second coming?
Second place.
Okay.
You know
They
why
are not going to finish top.
why
four.
I'll tell
I
you
could give this
why
advice.
I'll tell you there's a big chance
Okay.
is because all these games which you said earlier, we were playing practically without our first choice back four, right?
Okay.
Like you said just now, like the likes of Nkunku coming in, the likes of Chukwuemeka coming in, the likes of who else was there?
Lavia.
Gallagher coming
Yeah.
in, makes you stronger. So I'd say two of the best players of last season, Casemiro and Lisandro Martinez, have been missing, and that has been that was pretty vital for us considering how we built from the back last season.
Okay.
So you see it
Yeah.
with City as well. With Rodri not being there, they don't perform.
when
so
are they
I'd-
coming back? I don't know any. What is the
So,
timeline of that?
yeah, so Lisandro's back in the first week of Jan,
Okay.
and Casemiro should be back at that time as well. So for me, it gives us that makes us solid at the back again. And with Lisandro, with Shaw coming in, you saw with Shaw coming in back now as well.
it helped. Yeah.
It made a big difference to our back
Difference,
line. The
yes.
way we moved the ball from defense to midfield. You all saw that basically what happened. Even when he played as centre back, the progression of the ball was pretty key. So for me, what I feel is if this phase we can get through a little bit, even say we are not going to win at Anfield, Aston Villa is going to give us a tough fixture. But even by the time say Lisandro and Casemiro come back, we are even if 6 points behind top four, I think we can catch that top four. And I'll double down and I'll bet anything with you that Chelsea are not finishing above United.
Let's see.
There's no way that United are finishing 12th in the Premier League
Okay.
if Chelsea are
Okay.
10th.
No. we'll-
There's no way United are finishing 12th. But
Chelsea is not going to stick to the 10th position.
Yeah,
They will
I
be
feel
doing
we'll climb the table, and also
top half,
Aram se. I still feel we'll get fifth.
you'll get 5th.
I still feel we'll get
second
fifth.
that. I completely second.
I still feel we'll
I
get
had
fifth.
very honestly, I'm not saying because of Chelsea fan. I had predicted like even this point after the loss to United, playing the way we played, top 6 easily gettable.
Yeah.
Easily gettable. We'll do it,
I
and we
think
will do it.
I feel like we'll get fifth.
Counselor का number दे मेरे को. I need that counselor's number.
No.
This
Yes.
seems really changes the positivity
People,
equation.
I am very honestly, I've seen on Twitter as well, fans have been very reactionary. And these are, I think, very, I don't know, I would...
Chelsea
not
fans, bro.
Chelsea...
They do it with every manager. Well, I've had, 10 managers since reactionary to Chelsea fans are.
A lot of reactions were like, Poch out, no tactics, no build-up. Okay, he had a one-off game. I would say that, United game, he had one off game. But he has been doing well with the team as well. And we need a figure like that. And he should see season out. The only way we could not finish top 6 is if they sack Pochettino, which should be the last thing you should do. Never. That should
Yeah,
not
I
happen.
agree.
I am. That is my biggest fear. That
But
should
that's
not
the
happen.
thing. He needs to start picking up results. Otherwise, with social
he will
media,
pick up.
that's not going to
Starting
be
from this Sunday, a good win against Everton.
We'll see.
Yes.
We'll
Yes,
see.
yes, it is.
If they don't, then we'll get you to record a video.
I'll
and
come
then
back.
Done. So yeah, it's on film anyway. So for you, United are finishing over Chelsea. Chelsea are finishing over United.
it's really a toss up. Like I can't really. I feel like Chelsea will definitely get fifth. I don't know if United will finish in the top four or not.
Then Chelsea is above United. If you're saying if it's
I-
fifth, it's above because
I feel like
United is not
like
making top four.
yeah. I actually do feel like Chelsea can still do it.
Yes.
Finish above United.
Okay.
And like to your point, you said Lisandro and Casemiro coming back. Lisandro, yes, I'm really not sold on Casemiro, especially this season. He's not been really.
He's facing injuries as well.
Yeah, no,
and
but like he came back from the summer break unfit.
yeah.
Like
But that's been his thing at Real Madrid as well. It takes him like his fitness levels don't reach quickly that soon. It takes at least 2 to 3 months for him to properly get fit.
yeah,
So that's why he's on a layoff as well. But I definitely feel that will help us going
yeah. I
forward.
mean, it might help. It could not. Like your performance. So I can see the whole lucky argument because the performances haven't been great. Like for me, this game, the biggest takeaway for United, even more than the result, was the way you played.
Yeah.
Because that's what's been
That's
lacking.
what we were we
Exactly.
needed. Yeah.
They
We
That's-
know we
enjoying the
can.
game.
The
Yeah.
thing with United is the difference right now between United and Chelsea, Rohit. And I think why that will be the X factor is a little bit of experience. United do have a little bit more experience than Chelsea. And United is what made United great all these seasons. I think we have this in our DNA is even when we play shit, we do able to manage to get the result which in the end matters.
That
Because
matters.
Even in the Champions League 99 final, we played absolute dog shit that whole game against Bayern. And then we have two chances in the end from two
Pull it
corners
off.
and we end up winning the Champions League. So if you ask anyway, you know it. Chelsea won the Champions League that way as well against Bayern,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You play shit, but all it takes is two chances. You take those two chances, you win the game.
We didn't play shit, but yeah. But yeah.
Really?
It was not
No,
shit.
it wasn't. It
It
wasn't.
wasn't shit, yeah.
But Bayern should have
Would-
Good
cleaned
diff-
you
like-
up.
yeah, like if you want
Bayern
to say
should have-
Bayern probably.
Yeah, so
but
that's what I'm
they
trying
didn't
to
say. It
say.
off. We played. We were good in defense. We tried. We did,
Yeah, because we had a plan going into that game and we.
the plan
we
was
stuck
very.
to it.
That is exactly
Exactly,
what Push saying. The plan was very clear. You want to say we played shit, okay? But
Yeah,
the
we played
plan was to.
anti-football apparently, but anyway,
The
it worked
plan,
out for
the
us.
plan was not to play brilliant
Yeah,
and win. The plan was we know who we were facing, we know our place, but we were high on confidence. And I think that that Chelsea League Champions League win was literally written in the stars.
yeah. It had like for everything about that. I mean, we'll get into that later, but like just the way we beat Barcelona, even with 10 men, Messi missing a penalty, all those kinds of things.
It was just meant to be.
Yeah, it just had to happen. Yeah.
Anyway,
One thing I would say regarding you saying the United have a little more experience and that would help. That it would help. Agreed, but the one thing that shouldn't happen in between that should Eric Ten Hag be sacked. If in case 2-3 off games, if he gets sacked, then it's a big disaster
see,
for
me,
I think.
I
And the-
I
I don't know
feel
why
he's
the
the
side-
right man for the job. What I feel is he's the right man. The thing is that what separates my club from yours is the politics that is in my club. Long ago, players have got managers sacked because of the
Yes.
power they possess. And Eric Ten Hag has made it pretty clear, saying that I've come into this club and this club was in disarray, and it's my authority that's going to work. We've seen
That-
it work
and
with
he's shown
players.
it. He's
It's
shown
showing.
that. Yeah, it's
So,
showing.
And I somehow feel that the club knows and the fans know right now that enough is enough, because maybe if it was all AV, we were like, yeah, the manager's at fault. What is the manager doing? But we've seen it with the last 3 managers, and I still believe that the club knows it, and I'm confident with the Ineos coming in. The only way I see Ten Hag get sacked. So now currently what's happening with United, just
Because
to quickly...
sorry to interrupt, because after the Newcastle loss, there was a lot of negative. I mean, okay, some of the
there's a mole in the
that he has lost the dressing room and
Yeah.
all, and one more loss would see him off. Okay, you won against Chelsea, but if that was a loss, I think
but
it could have been a
that's where
chance.
that was wrong, because if you see the performance that came against Chelsea, do you think that was a team that 50%
I
want
was
Ten Hag
surprised.
out?
Exactly, I was surprised that
So,
United came with that performance.
These are the moles from the players who are on the fringe that
I
are
think
not playing.
Mason Mount is the mole.
Mason Mount is definitely not the mole. But
He's trying. He's doing that because he wants some positive feedback from journalists, like some.
Yeah.
post. I've heard that.
And just to quickly wrap,
could be
for
true.
me, the
I
only
was,
way
he's
Ten
a
Hag gets
snake.
sacked is if Ineos come in and say that we are taking our own direction. Like
Okay.
what
Okay.
Boli did. That's the only way I can see Ten Hag getting sacked. But based on performances, based on putting his authority,
See, you
I don't think he does.
You have
get
to be
sacked.
consistent. One more loss, again he gets into pressure. You have to be consistent.
Yeah.
I would say that.
But that's the pressure
Another-
of being a Manchester United manager, right? Because that's what I'm saying. If this was even Poch, if this entire situation was happening at United, because United sells, United gives you clicks compared to any other club, right? Feeding negativity against United are going to get you clicks. So that the pressure, and he knows that the pressures always go. He signed for that, right? When many managers told him, many Van Gaal himself said, "Don't go to the club. You're going to be killed to that with negative articles and this and that." But he's like, "No, I want to take that."
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
so-
he brings that attitude to the table, and if only the only way you could is if like won't make it top 6 as well if Ten Hag gets sacked.
Yeah.
But consistency should be there. I'm saying I very honestly both I'm saying this because both are on the same boat. I feel
Yeah.
regarding the consistency. One game playing well, next game we are not playing that good. One game we are playing well. You don't know what's coming. What performance is coming from that team on that particular day. So yeah,
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. And yeah,
Let's see.
that's
Anyway, we'll go to the next team that's been struggling. 4 games and they haven't managed to get a win. And if Luton are able to do the unthinkable in the next game week, it's going to be the first time in Pep Guardiola's career history that he hasn't got a result in 5 consecutive games. So a lot of pressure riding on Manchester City. I'll start with you again, Rohit. They went to Villa Park. And they were absolutely. I haven't seen a City side. I haven't seen a Pep Guardiola
We've
side.
never seen that. They've been
schooled-
rinsed. They've
schooled
been
like that.
completely rinsed in that game. I think 22 shots, 22 shots against City,
Yeah.
and then they making 2.
And in one play.
Yeah, those 2 shots came within 4 seconds of each other.
Yeah,
Like Haaland
both were Haaland. It was the same
Haaland
move.
Shoots, it gets saved. The ball gets crossed in. He heads the ball. It gets saved. That's the
Yes.
Done. That's the only 2 shots they had in the game.
Good fucking evening.
Manchester City, instead of Manchester City, it's Rodri. City's last 5 games where they've lost without Rodri. Surely that is costing them. What's wrong with City this season? And they look a little bit blunt as well this season. There's something quite wrong about that City side.
I would say, okay, they've been missing Rodri, but they still have proper league winners over there. We won the treble last season. It's been a bit surprising, the performance which have been come up. I think 3 draws and a loss.
Yes.
Aston Villa completely rinsed them. So if you talk about the games against
Chelsea gave them a game as well.
Chelsea as well. Rodri is one of the most important players in the team.
He is the most important.
He is the
considering-
most important player in the team, and they are badly missing him. I would say that they are badly missing him.
But surely they have to also get around that, right?
They will get around that. I trust Pep to do that. I trust Pep to do that. He's one of the most. I think
Yeah.
the best manager in the world right now.
I agree.
Only someone who comes close second is
Pochettino.
Jurgen Klopp.
Okay.
Klopp, yeah.
Klopp comes
Yeah,
the
Klopp,
way
yeah.
what he's doing at
100%.
Liverpool
Yeah.
this season is amazing. He's basically playing and attacking mid at the base
Yeah.
base of the midfield, and like
Yeah, it's still working for them.
it's like there is no concept of a DM. You
Yeah.
don't have a specialist DM, and we knew like they were not able to sign a good DM, and he says, okay, we are Liverpool. I am Jurgen Klopp. We can do this.
Yeah.
We don't need a special. We don't need Caicedo. Okay, if Caicedo was there, it would have helped surely. But
Definitely.
playing an AM at the base of the midfield and winning games, doing amazing. I think he's doing amazing. I think one of the best second best defensive record in the league right
After
now.
Arsenal, yes.
Yeah.
After Arsenal, yes.
Speaking about another manager who could quite give a shoulder to the likes of Pep and Klopp this season, definitely is Mr. Unai Emery. How impressed have you been with Aston Villa this season?
Yeah, it's like we keep
Their
talking
home
about
record
this.
is mad.
Yeah. No, just the way they've been playing. I'm sure no one had Villa or like so. We had like our traditional like kind of like
Newcastle was in,
yeah,
Brighton
exactly.
was
We
in.
we were talking about Newcastle and Brighton trying being like pushing for that Champions League spot maybe, but I don't think anyone had Villa as that team from the ones that were below who would push into the like the Champions League spots, and they've been brilliant. And like even this game against City, they gave City absolutely no respect whatsoever. Like they pressed all the way up onto them. City was so uncomfortable on the ball. Rodri, again, is a big part of progressing their play through those central areas. But they got no respect from Villa, because you see a lot of teams playing City and being way too respectful, like sitting off, not really challenging them, just be happy to like just park themselves in front of their own goal and hope for the best. Villa did the exact opposite, and it's really refreshing to see. And even in possession, they were fearless. Like they were trying to play out on the back so many times. Martin has the ball. He's being closed down by striker. Is absolutely unbothered by it. He's playing the next pass to a defender. They got it wrong a few times, and as you would against a side like City, because City are exceptional, and like their press is quite underrated, I feel, because a lot of people talk about Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp's gegenpressing, but City's press is really, really coordinated and suffocating. But again, Villa didn't fear them. They tried to play through it every single time, and like they just, that's the hallmark of a great team. You don't give even teams that as great as City any amount of respect. That's what they're supposed to do.
They've been consistent with it.
Yeah, very
They
consistent.
could
with it.
finish top 4. They've
I
been
I think
very
they will finish
consistent.
top four. I think they'll get top four over United, over Spurs.
The only thing is they are not that good when they play away. We'll have to see if they can sustain
Yeah,
that home form, and especially they have Europe as well.
yeah.
They have the Conference League as well. So coming to you watch that game as well. You've been a big fan of their midfield, specifically Douglas Luiz and McGinn. Not only they've been getting you points as well, but but even the way that they've been putting pressure on teams, not allowing opposition midfields to kind of get out or play their game. Unai Emery has really transformed that team since where they were last season. What do you make of them?
So we have seen Unai Emery doing well, even in Europa against. I think it was against United.
They won,
Yeah, they
with
won against United.
Villarreal.
Villarreal.
Yes.
And now you're in Aston Villa. Like if you see the game that Aston Villa has been playing this season, how influential has been Douglas Lewis, Ollie Watkins, Bailey. Like it's like Unai Emery has just given them that energy that they needed, the confidence that he has put in the players. That like how can you imagine Aston Villa defeating Man City 1-0? Like it's
And the way they did it.
The
The
way
way
they
it
did it
was,
is, yeah,
the
that is the
way.
more impressive thing.
Actually,
Like
1-0 is a
22
very
shots.
scoreline which
22
doesn't do
shots
any.
against City. Like which team can imagine that? Like I feel like top teams like Liverpool, maybe in Champions League Bayern, maybe they can do it against a team like Man City, but Aston Villa out of nowhere, and they have been consistent at their home as well, but it's City.
Yeah.
You're playing against Pep Guardiola, you're playing against one of the best teams in the world, the treble winning team. It's crazy how Aston Villa did, but then we also have to see that City has been really inconsistent. Like if you even see consider the Champions League, they won at the 87th minute.
Yeah.
They were like all with Leipzig 2-all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have conceded 4 against Chelsea,
Yeah, they
3
considered for.
against Spurs. So they have been really off with their form, but then they are like top team. They like Liverpool. It's Leipzig is also on top of the game. Who could have thought that Aston Villa could do this to City?
Just a hot take, Rohit. I want to ask you the amount of time Arteta got as Arsenal manager. If you think Unai Emery got that, and if he went on as manager of Arsenal last season, do you think Arsenal would win the league under Emery?
under Emery, yes.
Why do you think that?
I don't think Arteta is amazing.
He's
doing-
learning. He's a
He's learning.
inexperienced
He's learning, but
manager.
and he could win the league, but according to me, he will not. Arsenal would not be top 2 as well this season. Just It's 100% sure. I'm 100% sure about that. It's going. City will win the league again.
And then Liverpool
Pep
second.
has been there. Every season
Yeah, for me, yes.
there has been this patch for Pep, 4 to 5 games draws. But the way they come back and then completely sweep everything away is amazing. Only Pep's team could do that. Klopp, I think Klopp could give a really tough fight.
So
But
you
it's
think
not
it's
Arsenal.
between City and Liverpool?
It's
not
between
Arsenal.
City and Liverpool, without a doubt.
Why don't you think it's Arsenal? Quickly.
Uh, they they are not. They cannot win the league just because I think Arteta.
Oh.
Yes,
But
not
sure,
the league winning mentality. I still don't think Arteta has that.
it's going to take time. you
It's
still
gonna
feel-
take time. It's gonna take time.
Okay.
They're not going to. But I'm saying not winning league is different. They're not going to finish top 2 as well.
What about Aston Villa? What are their chances? Just
I
to
think
wrap
they
up.
will finish top 4.
Based on what you're saying right now, they'll finish top 4.
They'll finish top 4. Yeah, I have good confidence in them finishing top 4.
Okay.
City, it's gonna be a very tough between City and Liverpool.
Hmm.
I think if Liverpool could do some signings in the winter break,
Yeah.
that could make them potential title challengers. City, close pool, Arsenal, and maybe Aston Villa. But
Okay.
I think they could finish if they have to be consistent.
They have to be.
They
And
have to.
they'll
It is
have
not.
to.
Yeah.
They'll have to make that home. They'll have to improve their away
Improve
form a
their
little
away
bit.
form. Yes.
Because they have to win games. If you want to finish in the top 4, you have to get to that 70-figure mark. 70-point mark. You have to start winning games on the road as well.
Yes.
So
And you did not ask me further. 5th Chelsea, 6th United.
हो गया ना वो तो पूछा ही है but ठीक है we'll see maybe you made a prediction and then we'll see after this week whether you have to come for the next episode or no वो
Definitely.
तो
I'll be
definitely
there.
देखेंगे
I'll be there no matter what.
quickly what about you we are overreacting to City's
Yes.
performances
Yeah, yeah. There's a,
Overreacting after 5
Yes,
matches.
yes.
yeah. 100% overreacting.
This guy knows ball.
No, like we've seen this. How many times have we been at this stage of the season with
Hmm.
City being like, oh, are they fumbling? Oh, are they stumbling? Can they really win the league? And then
Never happens. But
yeah, exactly. Like you go past Jan, like Feb, March. Once Feb starts, they're gone. Like they're off like the wind. They're not losing. Like you'd find it very difficult to get even a draw out of them. Like between Feb and the end of the season. It happened last season. It happened the season before that. It's amazing the level of consistency that they've managed, and also the way Pep manages to keep that side going even after winning season on season. So I think we're overreacting. I think City
But
will
also
be.
considering they won everything last season, their players are tired.
Yeah, they are tired,
So it
and
will cause them at the end of the season maybe.
no, but
Because
they've
Like the fumbling you're saying right now, and then they make up in the during the last part of the season. But then these crucial moments can cause them.
it can, but their issues are also tactical because they've replaced a lot of
for me what I feel the big problem with Manchester City has been is them not having the likes of Gundogan and Mahrez. They've lost
De
two
Bruyne.
experienced players that know, because if you saw what, and De Bruyne as well, De Bruyne of course will come back
will
soon.
come back.
Yep.
Yes.
But the thing with Gundogan and Mahrez, the amount of clutch goals they would contribute to win you games or to take you
Especially
out
Gundogan, I
of,
think.
especially Gundogan,
Yeah.
I feel in that midfield there is a big hole. And when me and Aditya were watching the game against y'all, I think what City lacked at that time was experience on the field. Because there was no one on that field. Bernardo Silva was wearing the armband. There was no one on that field who was like, calm down, we have the lead, let's go. They looked open, they looked shaky, there was no voice on that field. And for me, this is the exact season that if I'm a Liverpool, if I'm a Arsenal, this is the exact season to get at City. And I feel, for me, whatever I've seen, of course we've seen City come and ramp up teams, but there's something quite vulnerable about this City side. I think Guardiola has not worked the way they thought it would work.
Yeah.
The signings I think they've made are not that good. Maybe Doku is... They are players that are not going to immediately click. They've got Nunes
But
in
Doku still, I think, clicked pretty
Yeah,
soon.
Doku's been
They
one of the
do
better
Doku's been-
well, yeah.
better, but the
People
thing
are not
also with
expecting
him is
to
that
click this soon, but he's made a name in the league already.
yeah, but he's been a little bit inconsistent as well.
Apart from the fact he was pocketed by Reece James that day.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. The inconsistency. Whereas
Mm.
with Mahrez, you know that you're going to get like 7 out of 10 performances, 8 out of 10 performances regularly, right? But then we also have to see what Nunes comes when Matthias Nunes comes in, what he's going to do, because that Gundogan hole that has been left, I think has still not been able to. They haven't been able to get that
Rep-
because for me
replace him
Kovacic was
properly, yeah.
a downgrade on Gundogan. Was definitely a downgrade on
Yes,
Gundogan.
yes.
So I think a little bit they haven't recruited that well. So I
Yeah.
feel if City have to be got at, this is the season teams like Arsenal and
I
Liverpool
think
have
regarding
to.
the Kovacic point, you're right. I think they overestimated Kovacic, and the best years we took from him, whatever we wanted, and then they even paid a very good
Y'all
price for
did
him.
City and Arsenal.
Very good
What
fair
y'all did
play.
with Arsenal, y'all did it with City
City.
this time. So
But I feel like a lot of their issues are more tactical, and that's the beauty of tactics, where you don't need to have like a like-to-like replacement. You can build a different system around the players you have, and I think Pep's probably the best in the world at doing that. So I
Yeah.
don't think. I know this is like a gelling period for them now, but I feel like they will.
And the one
They'll find that
reason why
solution.
Arsenal cannot win this league is the
Their
Pep,
inability to.
No, Adidas stubbornness to play Havertz time and time again. He scored a goal and he was still rated 6.2 on I think Fortmob that game. He's one of the worst players in the league. He's one of the and the stubbornness Adidas has to play him. God bless him. I was the happiest when Havertz left. I was the happiest. Does nothing in the game. Zero impact.
yeah,
Loses the
even
ball.
I'm not a.
Yeah.
We have a fan over here, but I am not the
No,
biggest fan of
no,
Havertz as a player as well. I think the Premier League is way too fast for
We
him.
got a 100% upgrade in Cole Palmer. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah,
I
that,
agree. I
that
agree.
I agree with.
That I agree. Anyway, only I think we'll wrap it up, and I think only time will tell. We've made our conclusions, but the Premier League is a league that in another 2 weeks you'd have Luton
Could be
leading the league.
Completely
But
different scenario. Yes.
Luton will be in the top 4 equation. No, they aren't. But yeah, it's very unpredictable. It was fantastic having you on.
Thank you so
Hopefully
much. I would love
we-
to join again.
I would love to see you next
Not
week.
not under the circumstances.
have
Not
that
to
on
you
that
said, yeah.
circumstances.
I would
yes.
absolutely love to see you next week. But
I wouldn't.
yeah, awesome having you.
I
Finally.
will be there next week.
Regardless, even if we win.
We will win.
Yeah, then fine.
Definitely.
We will win.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
That's a win. Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully you'll get back on track. It's going to be a very difficult game,
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll see what happens.
yeah, we will.
Anyway, thanks JD also for you coming on finally after a
Finally.
long time,
Yes.
and we'd look to have you on the podcast more as well.
For sure.
Anyway, that's it from us. Do the usual drill. Like, share, and subscribe the video. Let us know what you all feel. Whether Chelsea are going to finish higher than United or United are going to finish higher than Chelsea. But yeah, with that, we'll come to the end of the episode. And that's it from us. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
you.